record button. I say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
It was a long weekend, but got some stuff done.
I love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. All right, so we have a Kagure. Hit me with the pitch. What do we got going on here?
Well, as soon as I saw the character spoiled, I knew I wanted to build her, but in set 1, she very much so was just bad other characters that you were putting a character on top of. So I'm giving her a revisit in set 2. I think that Air gives you the most options to play with her kit a little bit more than before. With a bunch of things that your opponent really doesn't want to block, including airstream. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good.
Including the airstream driver kind of threat. If they see you check it, they may be even less inclined to block you. And then you're trying to keep them low on foundations, especially if you get the ready, set, go off.
Right.
You're trying to just keep them below you.
That makes
chipping at them.
Total sense to me. That makes total sense to me. Only one indiscriminate shock? Is just because of airstream driver?
No, it's for specialized sound waves to pick up if I feel like it.
Love it. Love that. Love that answer. We're here. So what are you looking to get doctored? What doesn't feel good?
I mean, this is a first version of the deck. I haven't actually played it yet.
Fair.
Trying to just get some insight from somebody else, see what maybe works better. Inside the air symbol, we'll probably visit water later, but I felt like air had more of what she wanted to do.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Do you have any of
the... Is probably just a better symbol.
Do you have any of the new provisional stuff?
Not yet. I played in one, but you know how long it takes to get from those.
Correct. Correct. I have none of mine, so but I haven't played in any of the set 2 provisional stuff.
Yeah, I was moving on Origins weekend, so no chance I was going to that.
Right. Take in one last look. And then I think we are good. Okay. Here. So give a big shout out to Josh. He had this Jetstream crash first impressions type thing that he was doing on a previous deck doc. It should be coming out here soon, or it is already out, or something. Of you play Jetstream crash as your first move, and then you first impressions it, and then it gets 3 damage, so it's a 4 mid for 8. If it is blocked, your next one gets +3/+3, and then you hit Hagakure for the extra +2 speed, so it gets +5/+3. It's neat, it's cool. This move is not a charge though, and so I don't know if it necessarily goes well in your double jab pummel deck, but it's where it's at.
I don't think I'm entirely against playing non-charge attacks, but non-charge openers is kind of not favored.
Love that. Zero gravity barrier, I think, is the card to make this character abysmal to play against.
There's 2 in the deck.
Correct. Making a 4 diff 5 low for 6 is nuts. I put this in the sidebar because I really wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
This card is cracked in this deck to the point where you could even see maybe splitting 3 sound waves, 3 barriers. Like put 1 more in the sideboard and then like take 1 sound barrier out whenever you're not on the play. Just because, man, this card's so lame to try and fight against. Quick anecdote: I was playing in the Orlando locals, and I played against a Jiro who hit me with 1 zero gravity barrier, and then my character just didn't work anymore. I wasn't allowed to discard my hand for +10 damage because she would just throw my attack in my momentum, and then what the fuck am I gonna do? So like, this card just hoses so many like big all-in strategies. People have not started to play around this card exceptionally well. People don't play around this card because nobody's really playing it. I'm excited to see more people give in to the barrier.
And it just lets you keep your other resources towards dealing with things you can't just delete.
Correct. Yep. You essentially get the nuke 2 attacks per turn. It's insane. Then, obviously, you don't have it yet, but I think Sports Festival Stadium is actually the key to this deck. There's where you're going to be getting your bonus damage, and that's where you become a 7 hand size character. If they happen to deal with your flash move, or they have to block things because they don't want to deal with the responses, Stadium just like lets you refill your hand. To the point where you could even see about, instead of the drivers, maybe playing the attack, the Giro attack, the 2 low block, format for 4, discard a card, grab
yeah, unwavering slash.
Thank you so much. Actually, gun to my head, there's no way I could have found those 2 words. Yeah, instead of driver, it could just be unwavering slash. You get the bonus damage from here, and then we can talk about Earphone Jack gets the bonus speed. I think this card Earphone Jack is actually really important for Hagakure. I think it's important enough because like we have to make our moves hit to like play the game. I think the biggest thing that Hagakure has against her is the fact that her stuff is just very slow. I think that's
agreed with you when I was first putting the deck together, but at the same time I ended up submitting something without assets because she just really cares about her foundation count in symbols that do not have additional ways to generate foundations.
Yeah, that is true. She does kind of have a little bit with Small and Limber if she is popping off on her turn or releasing on her opponent's turn. So like we get to leverage that
purely to funnel into her own character ability, not just have what's ready.
Right, that's fair.
You've got a bunch of different ways to cheat your checks, or +2 to your checks, and Small and Limber, and requesting assistance.
Yeah,
you can pass attacks if you can see them.
Right, that is fair. That's totally fair. I just I am nervous about like you have a grip of attacks and then them actually just not kill your opponent because of how base damage everything is, or base speed everything is, excuse me. I think you're gonna get damage out the wazoo, right? Like you've got Blitz Rush, you've got Indiscriminate, you've got Home Run Comet, but like it's a 4 high, 3 low, 3 high. I think I just get to block those, right? Especially if I get to pick my card up. Your rival adds 1 ready foundation for their stage of their hand. Yeah, I'll just pick up my 1 high block or my 1 low block or whatever, and then just like block your next move and probably feel fine about it. So I think the incremental committal of the +1 speed might be important. I don't know. I'll leave the sideboard and you can figure out from there.
So I think in set 1 it was a lot more necessary to have that +1 speed. But things like Small and Limber, First Impressions, and even just the way that Airstream Driver double jab pummel work, I think she's in a much better position to, if she has a grip of attacks, try to find those couple foundations off of Specialized and double jab pummel and do a halfway turn. I don't think she's stuck on playing just an aggro overcommit, don't kill them turn.
Okay, that is fair.
Playing the character, I think you have to admit that you're not going to kill them in 1 turn.
Yeah, that is completely acceptable. Yeah. So full disclosure, I haven't played set 2 Hagakure yet. But I've seen the power of like double jab pummel Airstream Driver, right? Like jolt pummel driver is like one hell of a turn. Like that feels very good. Or jolt pummel shock, even like jolt pummel Blitz Rush, right? Like playing Blitz Rush on a 6 as your 3rd move is very good. And so I get it. The last attack that I can maybe even see is just Long Lasting Explosion to help with that speed, because like we just want to get a swing in, and so like Long Lasting into Specialized Sound Waves to set up and snag a foundation that we want, even if it's not necessarily setting up a shock turn or something. Just like, I want this thing, grab it.
I think Long Lasting is something I could definitely put in the sideboard, and then if these one-off random attacks aren't going to do much against the character, because they've got speed reduction, because they've got resets or something, just go into the Long Lasting Explosion, try to stat them out.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. It's like playing double Long Lasting in this character is like nuts. Here's my 7 mid for 9 catch. Yeah, that feels great. that feels good. Okay, yeah, so we'll leave that there. Foundation wise, first off, I love Small and Limber. I think Good Impressions is really good. The biggest thing is you're playing a non-throw deck, and First Impressions is just the best card ever with 0 gravity lift. But that is a choice, I'm assuming.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been playing air the entire time MHA's been a thing. 0 grav lift is nice when it works, and it's nice in Ochako.
Right.
I don't think it's nice in most other characters, and I don't think it's nice as an only throw.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's also nice in Jiro to add to that list, but that might be just my personal bias.
Jiro has many other better options now, but that's personal and not this deck.
I just keep dying to it. Sorry, moment of silence. Okay, Confused is great. Training with Gunhead. How do you feel about this card?
I think there's at least one way that it gets more than just the throw reduction.
Mm-hmm.
The plus speed is another thing that plays into my wanting to not run the asset.
Okay.
Because if you double jab pummel into something, whatever you're tacking on at the end of the turn is a lot more speed now.
Sure.
You're not forced to Toru your attack, flash it, to get that speed to try to push it in.
Okay.
It just gives you another way to get speed.
Can we think about trying to put in any sort of first day of class to help double up on that for whenever we have an on stage way to pump and not just double jab pummel?
Yeah, I think that's something we can do, and it's not the only option. There are a couple other things that give you +1 to check.
Under air? There's like Ochako's cards, but they're bad. Like Ochako 3's cards.
I think I was thinking of Ambush Tactics, which is kind of just a bad card.
Yeah, that card sucks. Man, I wish that card was good. I think actually the answer is like maybe we cut like one arrogant disposition to put in one first day and then something else. Or maybe even, I mean, we're at 53, 19 attacks. We could just slam 2 in and probably feel fine.
Yeah, I want it to be around 54 to 56 because it's not going to be a streamline aggro deck. You need a little bit extra heft.
There, and then that's 54.
I think she relies a lot on specific attacks, so I don't want to go above 55-ish.
I completely agree. Yeah. Yeah, Specialist at a 4 of makes sense. I know personally I've been wanting to drop this card down lower and lower and lower. But with our low blocks at such a low number, I completely agree. Latent Skill's not in your deck at all.
It was originally, but it was one of those decisions of I'm not going to very often be stretching to try to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But also experience with playing, what's her name, Jiro, on a somewhat similar deck with Double Jab Pommel as the feature.
Right.
I felt like there weren't many opportunities where I wanted the latent skill.
Interesting. Okay. That's fair. My thought was like you just like you could sideboard latent skill whenever the wall clings aren't necessary or vice versa, right? Mainboard the latent skills to try and make sure that your game 1 goes well, and then wall cling for the good defense. There's not like another like your high blocks on your foundations are like a little, I don't want to say lacking, but like, I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of your high blocks. Oh, it's Ready Set Go. Ready Set Go is where our high blocks are. Okay. So we can't just like slam them down every time. Because like all these cards we want on the board. we want all of these ones. These ones are the good ones. The only other card, and I don't think I put it on this list, was Observant Student, just because of the tactic it shares with Destin for mainstream success, but I don't think that our deck is looking for any other bonus cards. If this was my deck, if you're like, Tam, you're going to play this, I think the number one thing that I would do is actually take Specialized Sound Waves to a 3, and I want to try triple Zero Gravity Barrier. I think this card is just so very good on its own. As a 5 low for 6, it's like one of the best pokes that you can do inside of the deck. and it doesn't feel like it needs the setup that Soundwaves does. Although Soundwaves is like feels really good as that +1, and just how this card interacts with my opponent's board as soon as I get that second momentum is just like jolt into 0 gravity barrier. Just like feels not fair. Just like what an unfair interaction inside of Toru.
I mean, my biggest gripe with that is how vulnerable 0 gravity barrier is to the momentum hate that is very necessary in the format right now.
True.
Especially if you're talking about what's that action card?
Capture Evildoers.
Yeah, yep. Capture Evildoers. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, you're right. You're super right. But like, in order to utilize the Soundwaves, though, I mean, that's the thing the air decks is just gonna have to deal with, right? It's like that card actually just mollywops them, and so yeah. All in all, though, I think that's where I'm at. I think first day of class is gonna be huge, especially with the big moves like Airstream Driver going second, Blitz Rush going second, Indiscriminate being played second, making your double jab pummel essentially a 3 difficulty move feels amazing. And so like I think you're gonna get a lot of value out of first day, as well as letting it open up with training. Besides that, though, I don't really have anything else to do. I think Charged Up is neato with 0 gravity barrier, but if your deck was bigger, I would suggest it, but I don't think it's necessary.
I think it's cute if you're going heavier into 0 gravity barrier, but
yeah,
it just, you already are giving up so much for Charged Up, but when you're looking to blow up your foundations to keep your opponent down, Charged Up I feel doesn't get there.
Yeah, it's either barrier or jolt, right? If they've got like a very specific thing you wanna hurt, but at that point, why wouldn't this just be shock treatment?
Yeah.
Which also would not be terrible in this deck, genuinely. Like they're not going
come in as a 1-0.
Yeah, it could easily be in the sideboard, or if we feel like we're maybe checking a little too hot, we just bring it in. I like that. That's cool. All in all, though, I do think that as soon as you get them, I think Sports Festival needs to be in the deck. I think this card is very, very good right now. Specifically inside of your 6-hand size, very non-aggressive character. It just says even more stats popping off, and it forces them to like, they have to block or else they lose the foundation, they burn the extra life, and if they do block, you just get to redraw that card.
Yeah,
so good. It's so good.
I like the card. In some matchups it's not the best, but it puts in work more than people might think it does.
It also like as the added bonus, like double jab pummel is like kind of a big deal. It says that if they face shield us on our first move, they didn't. And so double jab pummel just will always be live as the second attack.
Yeah.
All in all, though, I think these small little changes. I mean, you came to me with a good deck.
Completely untested.
Yeah.
I need to go test it.
Yeah. I dig it. I want to know how 0 gravity barrier feels, and if you felt like you were missing more of them, and to play 4 of them. I just want you to play 4. Just play 4. You know, be a man.
I'll probably come back complaining about the 2 checks even with only 6 of them.
100%. I love it. All right, man. Anything in here that you disagree with? Do you think I think we accomplished the goal? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's food for thought, and it's a lot of stuff that I thought about and some stuff that I cut earlier, but I mean, it definitely just needs testing.
Agreed.
You won't see where some things land without testing.
100%. I agree with that completely. All right, man. Well, let me shoot you the list and get you on out of here, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. You have a good one. Peace.